ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ Good evening Samarth. Good evening Abhijit. Good evening Neha. Pratap, namaste. Looming Horizon, good evening. Good evening. Sakshi, Badeka, UPSC topper, Vanakam for Tamil Nadu. Hind. Good evening. Tirupama, Sindhusha, UPSC topper, CHS study, Focus Fuel. Mona, Sharon, Meenakshi, Mansi, Anshika, BS Lalit Kumar, S. Lalit Kumar. Good evening. Zaida, Harshvardhan, Taranjeet. All right, people. So, welcome to the first class of the comprehensive current affairs. So, here, what we are going to do is, especially now, obviously, my batch is out here. Mahi, Patidar, Lasya, Rohan, Shreya, Abhishiva. So, what we will do is, we will discuss each topic, obviously. But we are going to do it in such a way that we will understand the concepts first. Concept means what is this news about? Why it is being discussed? That we will understand. Then we will also try to understand. Can you please let us know to take running notes? Syed, that is left to you. See, let me tell you, even if it is, we are only covering 3 days current affairs here, we have plenty of topics to discuss. So I will write certain things, I will say certain things, write it down if you can as fast as possible. That is left to you. But otherwise, the entire content will come to you. This PDF will come to you. On top of it, again, the monthly current affair compilation also you're going to see it. But certain aspects, whatever I'm discussing here, that will be missing. That's it. That's the only difference. All right. So without any further delay, let us go into the topics here. Before that, the new public administration batch will probably start from the last week of November or from first week of December. From then onwards, it will start. For those of you who have subscribed to this course, Comprehensive Current Affairs Program, in the pw.live, go to batch, click on notice section, you'll find a PDF where you'll get a Google form. Telegram group link, PDF only. Click on that. You'll go to a Google form, fill in your details there, your name and number, everything. So please understand the Telegram group, whatever we are having right now, where we are close to having 130 people right now, more than 130. Apparently, I got to know that we have a good number of students right now. So the invitation to the Telegram channel is by invite only. It is not available in any public platform. That is until and unless you don't give your name and number, you will not get the invitation. All right. So that name and number also for you to access, you need to make the payment. Only then it will be accessible. All right. But couldn't speak. Megha, it is, you know the Domino's Junction in Chandra layout? Domino's Pizza. That's right in front of it. One road is there which goes uphill towards the bus stand area. There, on the left side, you will find it. A big building. All right. Daily class notes will be available. Daily class notes will be available, Neha. Okay. So let us see the topics now without any delay. Supreme Court and firecrackers. Ladakh protests. Article 21 from Polity. From environment or ecology, desertification, Kaziranga, Ganga drying, wastewater and drugs. From economics, you have shipbuilding, higher bill USA and H1B visa, tariff on pharmaceuticals, share market. International affairs, you have Gen Z protests in Nepal. From society, you have Divyang warriors, declining sex ratio and birth rate, Delhi case study. Food wastage. Health, you have cardiovascular diseases, health expenditure and malaria. Internal security of AFSPA. Science and technology, you have research and development, AI minister, AI related data and facts. As you can clearly see, pretty long list of topics. So now let us look into Supreme Court and firecrackers. What is this about? Let us understand this properly. See, basically, Supreme Court brought in a complete ban on firecrackers in Delhi. Then Supreme Court was basically asking, why only Delhi? Why not the whole country? Now the idea seems very good, firecrackers, so much of pollution is there, so we should take it out. But what about the people of Shivagashi? Shivagashi in Tamil Nadu. What about them? Now Shivagashi in Tamil Nadu is one such place where the soil has very low productivity. Means if you try to do any agriculture there, it is not going to be that sustainable or that income generating. So for the people of Shivagashi, the biggest source of livelihood is what? The firecrackers. Got the point here? That is the logic. For them, firecrackers is their only source of livelihood. Now what to do? The Supreme Court on one side is telling, no, complete ban on firecrackers all over India. Is it even practical? What about the livelihood of all these people? If you actually look at it, what seems like Supreme Court's one-sided action on pollution, because obviously Supreme Court has ruled long time ago under Article 21, right to clean air and water is part of what? Article 21, right to life. So this seems like a Supreme Court intervention again, which we can categorize as maybe judicial activism, correct? Because it is not the job of the judiciary to basically ensure a clean environment. That is the job of the government of India. But when government of India is not doing anything, or even when the legislature, that is the parliament, is also not passing any law, then obviously judiciary will step in, and judiciary did step in. But now judiciary is weighing its options again. Judiciary is like, okay, we know a complete ban is not going to be possible because we'll have to balance the livelihood aspect. So now they are thinking what to do. Got the point here? But what about the people of Shivagashi? If the firecracker industry is there, will they be able to survive? That is the next question. Not exactly again. Because the firecracker industry is always associated with accidents. People lose their limb, their fingers, their hand, their leg, and sometimes even their life. What compensation do they get? Little to nothing. So exploitation is pretty rampant in the firecracker industry in the state of Tamil Nadu, Shivagashi especially. Got the point here? And especially who are the ones who are getting exploited there? So if you ask me what are the key words here from this article, the first keyword would be, obviously, a complete ban is impossible. Correct? Then obviously we should mention about why this complete ban, because that comes from Article 21. But when you talk about complete ban, impossible, because Article 21, to impose Article 21, you are putting a complete ban. But then what is the other issue? The other issue is when you put a complete ban, by another fundamental right is getting violated. And which fundamental right is that? Trying to impose one particular ban, you are actually affecting another fundamental right, that is right to livelihood, my right to employment. Got the point here? So this needs to be balanced. Clean environment with Article 19. Not going to be easy. Then, fine. This is happening at the judicial level. But what is happening at the local level? Local level, you know, accidents are happening. That is, I'm talking about the firecracker industry in Shivagashi. Exploitation is happening. Then, little to no alternatives. That is, other than this, they don't have any other source of livelihood. Got the point here, people? No fundamental right is absolute. That is true. But you can snatch away somebody's job and then tell them you go and do whatever you want. Can you do that? These are Dalit people. Dalit. They don't have access to education and all. This is their only source of livelihood. That only source of livelihood, you're taking it away. What other alternative are you going to provide? Supreme Court framed the policy sitting in Delhi. The reality people have to face sitting in Tamil Nadu. Now, where do you call it? Exactly. No fundamental right is absolute. Even Article 21 is not absolute. And I have a counter argument for this. What is the contribution of firecrackers to air pollution? Getting point. What is the contribution of firecrackers to air pollution? And lo and behold, if you look at this entire thing, which value is the highest here? Which value is highest? That is, which particular component here contributes the highest towards air pollution? This is Delhi. PM 2.5 emission load of different sources in the city of Delhi. Which factor contributes the highest? Can anybody tell me? Good evening, Shaif, Pradibha, Anushri, Abhi, Antriksh, Tiny. Very good, Chirag. There you go. So road dust is the highest contributor. Then let us ban road only. Can we do that? Road dust is contributing the highest. So let us stop using the roads itself. Can we do that? By that logic, firecrackers is causing air pollution. So by the same logic, road dust is causing air pollution. So road dust, if you want to stop people to use it, means what is the best thing to do? Stop using it. But that is not possible, right? That is not at all sensible again. Fine. Are you able to say firecrackers anywhere in this list? Industrial stack, aircraft, cremation, road dust, vehicle, industries, area, medical incinerators, agricultural soil dust, hotels or restaurants, DG set, construction or demolition, domestic, MSW burning, that is solid waste, municipal solid waste, concrete batching. Where is the firecracker here? Why firecracker is not there in the list? Firecracker is not there only because it is not even a significant contributor to Delhi's air pollution. It may sound shocking to many, but that is the reality. It is not at all a significant contributor. That is just because you stop burning firecrackers in Delhi, Delhi's air quality is not going to significantly change. Yes, 1 or 2 days you may find a slight improvement in levels. But other than that, it is not going to cause any change. That is the reality, because these are the major contributors towards Delhi's air pollution. Got the point here? Now, if you ban firecrackers completely in Delhi, does it mean that firecrackers will not at all be used? People will find one or the other way. Chinese crackers will make an entry into India again, smuggled goods. Always understand one thing, anything that you ban, anything that you prohibit, it will come into the country through smuggling at least. Getting the point here? This is how it works actually. So let us see. Important points only, very quickly. Complete ban on firecrackers could let the mafia capture the industry and sell illegally to the public. TJI BR Gawai cited the example of Bihar's mining ban where the mafia moved in. Court's observation, a total ban is impractical and unenforceable. Court itself said it. Very good, UPSC topper. Advocated a balanced approach, protecting both livelihood and environment. Gave direction to the Environment Ministry to devise a policy weighing all concerns. Stakeholders, including manufacturers and sellers, must be heard. That is, you must take the opinion of all the people from all over. The other alternative is what? To use green crackers. Now, green crackers, are they really green? Not exactly. It is just that even they contain potassium nitrate. They contain, let us say, aluminium. They also contain carbon. They all contain the same amount of chemicals what is present in the same chemical. Sorry, not same amount. Same chemicals what is present in a normal cracker. Then what is the difference? It is just that the quantity is low. quantity is low. So less environmentally damaging. But otherwise the same thing. And green crackers have been developed by two organizations. Names of the organizations are NERI, National Environmental Engineering Research Institute, and PESO, Petroleum and Explosive Safety Organization. That there, right there, is your potential prelims question. Got the point here, people? Past order. Supreme Court confirmed a permanent all-encompassing ban on firecrackers in Delhi and the National Capital Region. Shivagashi, Tamil Nadu produces over 90% of India's firecrackers. So understand one thing. That is the reason why Shivagashi is known as the firecracker capital of India. 90%, more than 90% of all the firecrackers in our country comes from where? Shivagashi. And for them, they hardly have 2 or 3 seasons in a year. One season is going to come now, which is Delhi. Industry, that is employs 8 lakh people directly and indirectly. The industry is worth 6,000 crores. Annual production is 50,000 tons of firecrackers. All right. Origin, just for your understanding only, in the 1920s, cousins Shanmugh and Ayya Nadar, after learning matchstick and firecracker production in Calcutta, started the industry in Shivagashi. Just in case if you get a prelims question. In Turangudi village, most households have lost a limb or a loved one due to fireworks accident. In one village, imagine. People have met with enough number of accidents. That means if, see, the people of Shivagashi, they lead a miserable life, to be very honest. Because you ban it completely, they won't be able to eat. You keep the firecracker industry alive, there is a great chance that they will end up losing their fingers, their hands, their legs, or even their whole life. Clear? Major blast took place in 2021 in the Sri Mariammal factory, Achangulam. 27 people died. What are the other systemic issues here? Dalit workers' exploitation, often recruited for dangerous jobs with no alternatives for livelihood. That is, they are always made to give the dangerous job. That is, packing the material, putting that thread in it, then rolling it up. So these things, sometimes what happens is if heat increases slightly, it will burst in your hand. Owners often provide bounced checks to victims. Factories commonly illegally lease sites to unsafe operators. Safety measures are largely ignored. Only fire extinguishers or buckets of water are used in large blasts. Experts have recommended automated sprinklers, but they are never used. Owners prioritize profits, 10 times return on investment over worker safety. State government has announced 1 lakh compensation per victim. NGT ruling directed state, federal government and factory owner to pay damages within a month. What is NGT? NGT is National Green Tribunal. What is a National Green Tribunal? All matters with regard to environment. Environment related all matters, whatever is there, that goes to your NGT actually. Getting the point here? Compensation slab 20 lakhs in the case of death, 15 lakhs in the case of up to 50% burns, 10 lakhs in the case of 25 to 50%. Government paid its share, but factory owners have delayed payments. That means the life of a firecracker, Shivagashi firecracker industry worker is not so great. The source of livelihood, what they have, that very source of livelihood can also be what? Their death knell. Got the point here? Now let us take it forward. Assets not liquidated. Tan Pharma challenged ruling in Supreme Court. Supreme Court dismissed appeal in 2022 since Mariammal factory was not a Tan Pharma member. Compensation remains stuck due to litigation and delays. Now what does this mean? This is not important from a prelims or a mains perspective. But why have I highlighted it? This is a case actually. That means if government basically tells give 5 lakh as compensation, I am telling to you, okay, to Mona I am telling, Mona, you are the factory owner. You should give 5 lakh as compensation. I am telling to Mona. Mona will go and challenge the order first in High Court. From High Court, she can again go and challenge it in Supreme Court because she has the money, she has the connections, she can do it. What about the poor Dalit worker who lost his finger, lost his leg, or maybe even worse, he lost his life? How is he going to fight all these cases? So whatever compensation is announced also, it always gets delayed. Supreme Court placed a ban in 2018. Barium salts have been banned, toxic but crucial for sparkle, burn quality, and shelf life. Why barium salts? Barium, potassium, bariate, etc. Why barium salts have been banned? Because barium gives that sparkle, the burn quality is great, and it will stay for a long time. But what is the problem? It's very, very toxic. Those of you who have used a cracker, you know, certain crackers, when you burn it, that smoke that comes out of it is so intense that for some time you will feel like moving out of that area. That is barium for you. And the more brighter the color, louder the noise, simply means barium is present in it. Getting the point here? Production dropped to 60% capacity, cutting market potential from 10,000 crore to lower levels. Green crackers, developed by CSIR, they reduces emissions up to 40%. They lower the noise. But what is the problem with the green crackers? Material costs are more compared to barium-based crackers. They take longer drying time. That means you pack the cracker, that is not enough, right? It should dry up. It should dry, then solidify. It will take a longer time. Why? Because certain green crackers actually releases water vapor when it is burned. Why water vapor? Water vapor, what is the advantage when you disperse it in the air? What is the advantage? Can anybody tell me? Poverty, Atharva Ayushman. Nothing but poverty. Can anybody tell me why water vapor? What is the advantage? Anybody? Increases humidity. So, what will happen because of that, Dharani? If humidity increases, water vapor will mix with air. Okay, Pradibha. After that, cloud formation. For that, it should go up till there. Chingari butane ke आने के लिए cause no harm, catch the smoke, cloud formation, rain follows. Dust, very good, Pavitra. That is the only answer. Oxygen combustion, nothing. Greenhouse effect and all you leave. That and all come. That for greenhouse water vapor to generate greenhouse effect, you need that level of water vapor there. The idea is very simple. See, why is it that every place wherever it is very hot, morning as well as evening, even sometimes in the afternoon, you will see ladies coming out with buckets of water and splashing water all over near their home. They'll splash water. Why? Dust will not fly. That is the main reason. That fine, thin dust is the right. That will not fly. That is the main reason why water vapor is required. You dispense water vapor into the air, dust will not simply keep flowing around. It will settle on the ground. That is the logic. Why it is so good always to go outside in the rain, or after a rain it feels so good to go outside? Because you are actually breathing in air without dust. So you actually feel good when you inhale clean, oxygen-laden, fresh air, devoid of dust. Got the logic here? That is the reason why you have sprinkler systems sometimes in certain cities also. They disperse water molecules into the air because at least let the dust come down. Getting the point? No financial support to transition fully. They need that money for it. Money to buy the raw materials, etc. These people don't have the money. Pandemic and state bans. COVID-19 hit demand. States like Haryana, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu imposed restrictions. Delhi banned green crackers as well. Result, many manufacturers shut or worked at 60 to 70% capacity. Ban plus restrictions has led to illegal units increasing. Every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, classes will be, and even on Saturday, class will be at 7 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Chinese fireworks captured 40% of India's market despite import bans. That is the beauty. That is earlier when cigarette, now also it will happen. Cigarette prices have increased once again thanks to the latest GST reforms. What will happen because of that? Cheap cigarettes coming from Malaysia will enter Indian market. That is the moment you try to increase the price of anything, or the moment you you ban anything, what will happen? It will only result in smuggling. Classic example right now, whatever we have is one is gold, the other obviously being cigarettes, and the third one being firecrackers. Got the point? No, it won't be YouTube Live. This first class as well as the Tuesday's class, these are demo classes. Friday's class, you will not be getting a YouTube Live. Saturday's class will be a YouTube Live, which will be only a summary. But it will be a summary class of the entire week, Monday and Friday. Wednesday, we will be doing the backlog from May month onwards. So Wednesdays are for backlogs. Till we finish the backlog from May. Monday and Friday will cover the weekly. Saturday will only cover the summary of whatever I took on Monday and Friday. Clear, people? So Article 19, Article 21, Supreme Court, Shivagashi, barium, green crackers, Neri, and Peso. Done. Abhi, you can use water for road dust, but again, Delhi is not a place that has plenty of water also. Delhi is also another metropolitan city that is facing acute water crisis. From where will we get the water? That is the next point. Clear? Now, Ladakh protests. See, these protests again, multiple comments, etc. are coming. So, what I have done is, I have given you a chronology as to on what date what happened, which is only for your information. You need not actually sit and by heart, okay, September 2019, NCST did this. Nah, not at all required. What we need to understand here is, this has been a long-standing demand that they need 6th schedule status of the people of Ladakh. That we know, correct? And initially at least, the National Commission on ST, which is a constitutional body, as well as 3 ministries, they said, yeah, it is okay. There is nothing wrong in giving 6th schedule. But later, what argument was given by Ministry of Home Affairs is, MOHA, what did they say? They said that currently the council in Ladakh, they have enough powers and enough funds are also being put for development projects, which is very, very similar to what? 6th schedule. Which is very similar to 6th schedule. Almost similar to 6th schedule, everything is there. So why you need a separate schedule now? This was Government of India's argument. Now that again begs a question, right? Even though so government is developing everything. So even when I had a little conversation with a few people who are there in Ladakh also, they basically told roads are developing like anything. Roads are developing. Airstrips are coming so that flights can land. So development in that Ladakh region, especially towards the Chinese border area, has increased in terms of infrastructure. So when infrastructure is developing, generally anybody should be happy. But then people of Ladakh are not happy. They are telling that because of all these development, we will also end up facing issues like what is happening in Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. Landslide, water will come down, cloud burst can occur. Now automatically a question will come. That is, okay, so you're talking about what is it? Cloud bursts, landslide, correct? Cloud bursts will happen. Landslide will be there. Maybe flooding also will occur, correct? So all these. So let us say I will stop all infra activity. I stopped all infra activity. Can we say that cloudburst will not occur, landslide will not occur, flooding will not occur? Very good, Lasya. Very good. Vibrant Villages program. Very good. Just attend the class, Reshma. Nothing else to do. 6th schedule, Sareen, ATM square. Always remember like that. Sareen Ansari. Remember it as ATM square. Assam, Tripura, Meghalaya, Mizoram. So ATM square. Well, very good, Alpha Mind. A cloudburst had occurred in Leh in 2010. Why will cloudburst occur? See, the logic of a cloudburst is pretty much simple. Like I've told you in one of my earlier classes, warm air will climb up from the valley. It will keep climbing up. As it keep climbing up, what happens? It becomes cooler and cooler. Clouds will be formed and an intense rainfall will occur on a very small region over 24 hours or 48 hours, depends. And that will lead to cloudburst. Is there any way to predict it? No. Is there any way to know when it will occur? No. Will it stop if I stop all anthropogenic activities? Again, no. Why? Because your Himalayas are constantly rising. Himalayas are unfortunately young, old mountains which are constantly rising. So as it rises up, obviously what will happen? There is an increased risk of landslides, earthquakes, floods, cloudbursts. These are bound to happen, whether you like it or not. That is the reality. Why should we, now the other side of the argument, why should we develop Ladakh region? Well, obviously, it is near China. That is the obvious reason. You need to keep it developed. You need to keep road ready, airstrips ready, everything ready so that in the event if it is required, we can land our Rafales. We can send in our army. That is the main purpose. Got the point here? How infra is related to cloudburst and landslide. Basavaraj, when you actually build more roads, when you actually make more and more constructions, what happens is the soil which is there, that starts becoming loose. Why it becomes loose? You're cutting down more trees, right? You're cutting down more trees. On top of it, as you have more and more buildings, what happens is, so buildings nobody will construct on the mountain. They'll always construct it near the valleys. Correct? Near the flat terrain. More buildings you have, the heat increases. The heat increases. So heat as it increases, the higher you have a higher probability for cloudbursts. Correct, Gauri? All right. So let us, so these timelines are only for your awareness. Don't sit and by heart all this. Just read through them. What I have underlined, that is important. All three ministries expressed no objection if NCST recommended 6th schedule status. When was this? In 2019. Ministry of Home, Ministry of Tribal Affairs, and Ministry of Law and Justice. All the three said, if NCST has no objection, then we also are okay with it. We are also okay with the 6th schedule status. Then what happened? In December 2019, MHA stated that the Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Council Act 1997 already provides councils with powers more or less in line with the 6th schedule. More or less in line with the 6th schedule. So this clearly indicated that Ministry of Home Affairs did not directly have any intention of giving away the 6th schedule status to Ladakh. Clear? No, surveillance cannot predict it, dear. Cloudburst cannot be predicted. AK Bhai Gaming. Then, Union Territory Administration has been addressing this since 2019. Sufficient funds are being provided to Ladakh. Okay, 1 minute. 2022. MHA to Parliamentary Standing Committee. Aim of 5th or 6th schedule is what? Socio-economic development of tribal population. That is the purpose. 5th schedule is basically for scheduled areas. 6th schedule is for ATM square. Assam, Tripura, Meghalaya, Mizoram. The idea is 5th and 6th is basically for what purpose? Upbringing the socio-economic status of tribals. The Ministry of Home Affairs told, we are already giving sufficient funds. We are already put the development council there. So tribal population anyway, we are taking care of them. So why should we give a separate status now? Got the point here? Don't make notes. Understand the topic first. Don't focus on note making. Note making is almost like you are focusing on the trees and you're forgetting the forest. Take it fully. Take a topic and try to understand it from all the angles. So Ladakhi people want what? 6th schedule status. Ministry of Home Affairs is telling what? See, we are already almost you're having a council, the LADHC, Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Council. Already it is there. That is almost like sixth schedule only. We are giving you enough funds. Now, why do you need a separate sixth schedule now? So, two arguments. Ladakhi people telling they want sixth schedule. This side of people telling, no, we are not ready to give. That is, this side means Ministry of Home Affairs. Understand that first. Then what happened? November 30, 2023, a high-powered committee was reconstituted. The terms of reference was basically what? To protect the culture and language, considering geography or strategic importance, to protect land and employment for Ladakhis, inclusive development and employment generation, empower the LAHDCs. Understand it. No, it has nothing to do with fund limitation, Pratibha. See, the point here is once you declare it as a fifth or a sixth schedule area, then what will happen, I will tell you. Any developmental activity you want to do. Okay, fifth and sixth schedule. This is only there for your fifth and sixth. Anything you want to do in a fifth and a sixth schedule area, any developmental activity you want to do, be it the central government, be it the state government, you will have to take the permission of the Gram Sabha. Who is Gram Sabha? Gram Sabha basically consists of all those people who are 18, greater than or equal to 18 years in that particular, in a tribal village. They are the members. You should take their approval. And without their approval, you cannot construct anything there. You cannot construct even one bus stop there if Gram Sabha does not approve. You can be central government, you can be Adani, you can be Ambani, you can be Narendra Modi, you can be even be a, a state government, whatever it is, no use. Got the point here? This is the issue now. Now, so what is more important? Tribal people's autonomy or national security? Because we know one thing for sure that we have two, rather three Kujliwala neighbors now. Correct? So in such a scenario, if I give the sixth schedule status to this region, sixth schedule I gave, let us say I gave to this region, even to remove one stone from one area, central government will have to ask whose permission there? Gram Sabha's permission again. That means you are once again going back to those times when Jammu and Kashmir had special status under Article 370 and 35A. Where central government, that is before, where central government only had control over three things: defense, communication, and international affairs. During Article 370. Only these three. But this also won't be possible now. Because ultimately, sixth schedule means nobody cares about your defense now, nobody cares about your communication, nobody cares about your international affairs. For anything and everything, you need the sixth schedule or the Gram Sabha's permission. That is the reason why central government does not want to give it. So whatever other demands other than that, they were always giving it. They were always granting it. That is reservation, languages, domiciles, hill councils, composition, enabled 85% reservation in government jobs for resident Ladakhis. Ideally, as per Article 19, on the basis of residence, you are not supposed to be giving job. But an exception is there. Currently, an exception is there. For which job? For which state? Telangana and Andhra. Residence is a criteria. Certain jobs are reserved for people of Andhra and Telangana within government. Because obviously they had underwent a bifurcation. A similar reservation is there for whom? Similar reservation has been given now for Ladakhis. Tab, the lay apex body, KDA, Kargil Democratic Alliance stated, core demands of statehood and sixth schedule inclusion remain unmet. That is, except statehood demand and sixth schedule, everything else the government is giving. Why? Once it becomes a state, law and order will be in whose hand? State's hand. We already know that China is indirectly blessing Pakistan for all the major terror attacks that have taken place in our country. There is no doubt about it. We cannot prove it, but everybody knows it. So in such a scenario, you give statehood to Ladakh. And Mr. What is that gentleman's name? Sonam Wangchuk. Sonam Wangchuk, in one of his last videos, he apparently told, if China comes to attack again this time, we are not going to stop them. We will show them the way. Aha. Show them the way to what? So, indirectly, he is going on threatening the unity and integrity of India. Freedom of speech and expression does not mean you threaten the country itself, right? Getting the point here. So, that is the reason why government also decided to go what? Full hard here. Government also decided to play absolutely hard. He's an honest person, is it? On day 15 of the, no, this is the beauty, okay. This is the beauty of Mr. What is it? The Hindu newspaper. I always love them for this. That is September 26, 2025. On day 15 of the hunger strike, Sonam Wangchuk detained under the NSA 1980 for disrupting public order. Violent protest in Leh led to 4 deaths and 150 injuries, including security personnel. Suddenly, just like that, simply without no reason, we went and arrested one Papa individual. Is it so? He had actually triggered a riot-like situation that had occurred in Nepal. A civil unrest, a civil riot to create in the country, starting from Ladakh, which will actually lead to instability in the country and which can slowly spread to Kashmir and the nearby areas. Do you even realize the security implication here? Do you even realize it? So, you are creating an unstable situation. We have to deploy our soldiers there, CRPF or whatever. On the other side, we have Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan is there. This side, China is there. That side, Nepal, which has just, what is it? Given way to a new interim government. All of this is there. So, what should we do then? So, getting the point here. So, goes without saying, government used brutal force. Brutal force to the point where indirectly the message was, try a Nepal or a Bangladesh here and we will make an example out of you. As simple as that. Because if you look at it throughout, other than statehood, other than the sixth schedule status, everything else has been given by the government. Once again, post-protests, what have happened now? MHA statement on outcomes of engagement with LAB and KDA. ST reservations have been increased from 45% to 84%. 1/3 reservation for women in the councils. Hoti and Purgi declared official languages. Official language. 1,800 recruitment posts opened for tribals. Getting the point here. Solution is nothing. Solution is other than sixth schedule, other than separate statehood, you can ask anything that you want. Separate statehood is out of the question. It is a very critical area. It is an area which is overlooking China. We cannot give away law and order into the state, into the Ladakhi people's hand. We cannot give. Law and order should be under the control of the union government. No doubt about it. Because for a terrorist, it doesn't matter whether he bursts a bomb in Ladakh or whether he bursts a bomb in Jammu and Kashmir. For him, it is like, okay, I bursted a bomb. That's it. So we cannot sacrifice law and order and give it away to whom? Give it away to Ladakhi people. See, if retired army, if he got killed again, the $1 million question, what was he doing there? My respect goes out to the family. My $1 million question is, what was he doing there? One retired army officer was responsible for actually helping Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale in fortifying the entire Golden Temple of Amritsar. A war veteran, a decorated war hero of 1971 Bangladesh Liberation War. What did he do with his talent and skill? He was helping a terrorist in fortifying an entire temple. So your army status is not a blanket, what is it? A blanket cover to do anything and everything that you want. Got the point here? NCST's 2019 recommendation with no objection from relevant ministries remains unimplemented. Existing framework already provides safeguards. That is what government is telling. So government's intention. So final conclusion is what? Final conclusion is Ladakh is basically in a critical area. So we cannot entertain statehood demand or the sixth schedule demand because of the whole Gram Sabha problem. End of the story. Article 21. Now let me tell you, of all the fundamental rights, 3 fundamental rights are very, very critical. One is right to equality, Article 14. Then comes Article 19, right to freedom of speech and expression. That is a very, very important article from where again you will get questions from. Very good, Abhinand. But government can do anything. Just break it down. Let me tell you, when Pahalgam attack took place, what was the first blame that went? Government's failure. Getting the point here. Government's failure. That was the first point that went. So when the government uses its force, don't complain then. Don't give government the chance to use its force. I will only talk like this. Trust me. I will only talk like this because you are going to come in front of the interview board tomorrow. You cannot have an activist mindset there. No, Sam Wangchuk is nice fellow, good fellow. Good fellow, nice fellow will not basically say. Imagine if I sit near Pakistan's in Punjab or Rajasthan and then I say, if Pakistani soldiers are going to come here, I am not going to stop them. I will show them the way, where to go and how to go. What? Can you make a statement like that? So if you cannot say it, if I cannot say that sitting in Punjab about Pakistani soldiers, even Mr. Wangchuk has no business making such a statement sitting in Ladakh. You're never going to undermine my sovereignty, my integrity, or my country, and you are not going to support an opposite nation sitting inside my country. You go outside the country and do whatever you want. Nobody cares. But sitting for a hunger strike and then you make such statements to instigate the people there, that is not done. So coming to Article 21, which is a very, very important article, because always you will keep getting questions about it. So Article 21 initially and all, in the 1950s and all, Supreme Court used to take a narrow interpretation. With the 50s, 60s ruling and all, if you take, Supreme Court used to say that privacy not under Article 21. Yeah, Supreme Court literally ruled that, the 1950s and all. But today, if you literally look under what and all comes under Article 21 means there is no limit to it. The recent addition to Article 21 is what? The recent addition, it is right to mental health. I'll write and give it to you. Right to mental health has now been made a fundamental right under Article 21. Because anything that comes under Article 21 itself is a fundamental right. Anything you bring under it, it becomes a fundamental right. So expect in the coming months, a lot of cases will be filed where people will say, this has affected my mental health, violation of my Article 21. Please expect. Got it here? Taking it further forward. Exactly, Arushi. Supreme Court intervention. Court questioned why IIT Kharagpur was not allowing an SC student with borderline personality disorder to transfer to IIT Delhi for affordable treatment at AIIMS Delhi while staying with parents. Case follows the July judgment where Supreme Court declared mental health an integral part of the right to life and mandated affordable mental health care as a constitutional right. Affordable mental health care is a constitutional right. Constitutional right means a legal right. Student is a first year Bachelor of Architecture, IIT Kharagpur. Required therapies, repetitive transcranial magnetic stimulation. Transcranial, that is cranium here. Magnetic stimulation so that your personality disorder reduces. It is okay, Rajiv. You're entitled to your opinion. But if anybody sits and says, my brother's in the army, all right, anybody who sits and says that they will allow the Chinese to enter here, they'll show the way. If somebody says that, I'm very sorry, you are my enemy then. So Savanam Wangchuk by default is my enemy. And when he made that statement that he will allow Chinese soldiers and he will show the way, he is my enemy. No doubt about it. I am unashamedly telling that I have no problems with accepting it or admitting it. Nothing doing. Available at AIMS Delhi and in Kolkata only in costly private hospitals. That means this treatment, whatever we are seeing here, it is only available in Delhi and in Kolkata. You need not worry about this treatment and all. But the main highlight here is Article 21. Borderline personality disorder. See, personality disorder simply means one person exhibiting more than one personality. Examples for this. Bhool Bhulaiya. Bhool Bhulaiya? Yeah, Bhool Bhulaiya. First part. Vidya Balan. What she was showing there was called multiple personality disorder. Borderline personality disorder means almost close to that. Coming to the next topic, which is Kaziranga. Now, Kaziranga, you know, it is pretty famous for what? One-horned rhinoceros. But it is also famous for what? A lot of insect species. All right. 254 insect species and 29 spider species have been recorded. Butterflies and moths, 85 species. Ants, bees, and wasps, 40 species. Beetles, 35 species, etc., etc., etc. So much of information. Should you by heart it? No, it is for your information only. Because these many species are there, that is never going to come as a question. What may come as a question is what? Jewel beetle. Jewel beetle. Okay. Horned. This is your green horned insect. As you can clearly see, it has a horn here. They can give these names. And they can ask you, match the following in prelims. Got the point here. They can match the following, they can ask. Ketan Sinha, being CLAT aspirant, can I purchase it? Ketan, you just go through today's class, go through Wednesday's class, which are demo classes. Then you see whether the coverage, the way I have covered it, is it good enough? Then take a call. And yes, please go through CLAT's current affairs questions which were asked in the last 5 years. Then see whether you are able to do it. Complete class timing, 7 to maybe 9:30. Ganga drying. Ganga drying is a classic case of what? Again, climate change. See, let me tell you, climate change related topics are there, right? That is now only we saw. Ladakh, cloudburst, etc. That is one example what we saw. Second example is what? Second example is this. Ganga is drying up faster than we thought. Ganga is drying up. This is example for your mains exam. Prelims related question means they are not going to ask you about Ganga drying. They may probably ask you Ganga is flowing through which states? Tributaries of Ganga. Getting the point? That could be a question there. But any which way, the states through which it flows or the tributaries of it, you will be studying it where? In your geography, anyway you're going to study it, the static portion. So need not worry. What do we need to understand here? We need to understand that Ganga is drying at a rate unseen in more than a millennium. Decline in stream flow since the 1990s could be unprecedented. That means since the 1990s, it is happening. Aparichat. Very good, Pradima. That is also instability in self-image. Nah. In one body, you will be showing multiple personalities. Your mind is getting divided into compartments. So I will be there. There'll be one. What is it? Poor Papa Nikhil. Oh, I'm very scared of that. Then there'll be aggressive Nick. Two versions. Two versions basically. Or one will, okay, it is not so dramatic as how they show it in movies, but basically what happens is what one person is doing, the other won't know. What one person, what one personality is doing, the other won't know. Clear? If validated, Ganga has entered a period of drought more prolonged and intense than the 14th and 16th century arid spells. It has increased. 4 to 7 year droughts has been experienced. 2004 to 10 was the most severe drought. Weaker summer monsoons linked to rapid Indian Ocean warming and aerosol pollution. Groundwater pumping reduced basin flow, land use changes. Groundwater pumping means you're taking out too much of groundwater for agricultural purposes. Clear? Please do your JE and IIT first. Civil services you can do after you enter into the college. Borderline personality disorder is almost the same thing only. Borderline, near it is. So this is an example which you can give when you get a climate change question, which you will definitely get in your TS3. You can use it as what? An example. That is the only purpose of this. Other than that, nothing. Because climate change, everybody will write. Climate change is happening. Temperature is increasing. Icebergs are melting. Sea level is rising. That anybody will write. I need hardcore, concrete examples. So you will put this there. Got the point here? Wastewater and drugs. Now, this is a pretty interesting topic. Why I will tell you. In a small corner of the newspaper, they had given a list of drugs found in wastewater even after you treated it. What is wastewater? You know, drainage water, etc. That drainage water, even after subjecting it to treatment processes are there where you remove the sludge, the bacteria, etc., etc. Even then, the water was found to contain these drugs: naproxen, salicylic acid, ibuprofen, sulfamethoxazole, ketoprofen, fluoxetine, carbazamipine, metoprolol, loratadine. Got the point here? Bipolar disorder is different. Shreya, bipolar disorder is simply means the person can be sometimes extremely happy. In a flick, they can become extremely sad. Or worst case scenario, extremely angry. Generally, people with bipolar disorder, it is very difficult to control them because they are very mercurial. There is a movie in Tamil. That song you people should be knowing. Why this Kolavari Kolavaridi? That song. That movie is there called Moon. It's 3. Moon it is called. Watch that movie. That movie basically talks about bipolar disorder. But it is treatable. That movie shows it in a different way. But that is bipolar disorder right there. So what you need to do is here, I will tell you. I have given the names of the drugs. The newspaper only gives the names of the drugs. I have told you what are the uses of the drug. Then what is its harmful impact. How it enters wastewater. That also I have given. 3 things I have given there. Your basic job will be to read it. This you will have to read multiple times. Nothing to explain here. Because most of these drugs are either painkillers. Most of these are painkillers actually. Some are even used against bacteria. Alright. Now these drugs, when they enter the wastewater, they remain there in the wastewater for a very long time. They are not easily disposed of. Very good, Arun Kumar. So automatically, Arun actually broke my suspense. So how does they enter the wastewater? If I take these drugs, consume it, what will happen? In the human waste, in my human excreta, these drugs will be present. That is the reality. Whatever drug you consume, right? Even when you take a vaccination also, that virus, that vaccine's elements, which is like a virus again, will be present in your human excreta. Got the point here? That when it goes into the wastewater will also contain what? The drug. You treat it, you add this, add that chemical, try to purify it. It is not going to get purified. The drug will be present in it. Got the point here? Kiran, you will have to read. Current affairs is not something where you will see, listen to it in one go, you will remember everything. Because as you can clearly see, I'm jumping from topic to topic. Each topic comes from a different subject. How are you going to retain all that information? Not the point here. So, naproxen, yeah, naproxen. It's a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug analgesic for pain, arthritis, fever. Like I told you, to reduce your inflammation, swelling, burning sensation, or even pain. Non-steroidal means it's not a steroid. Salicylic acid, it is an analgesic or an antipyretic, like a aspirin metabolite, topical keratolytic, used against bacteria. Ibuprofen, analgesic or antipyretic, anti-inflammatory, again the same thing. NSAID means non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug, same thing. This one here. Sulfamethoxazole, it is an antibiotic. Ketoprofen, again, NSAID, pain or inflammation. Fluoxetine, SSRI, it's an antidepressant. This you note down. This you note down. Why? This is an antidepressant. That means this is given to people who are generally having depression in life. You know, apparently Deepika Padukone had depression. If you remember a few years ago, she was very vocal about it. So she suddenly felt very empty one day morning. That is, she's won awards. She's the highest paid actress in the industry. She had a steady boyfriend. She had won all the awards and everything. Everything is going good in her life. But then one day she simply sat and started crying non-stop without any reason. And then the psychiatrist basically where she went to, they declared that she's suffering from clinical depression. All right. There is no special reason and all for it. It can happen. So sometimes I ask my wife again, like, aren't you having any depression? I mean, married to me and all. So she basically says, I'm too busy to be depressed. So not, for us, most of us middle class people, you know, depression is a luxury which we cannot afford. Because if we go into depression, there'll be nobody to save us. Correct? I'm not again, please understand, I'm not trying to mock people who got into depression or anything. You will definitely get into depression. It can happen to anybody. But the fact of the matter is, we are too busy with so many things. Sometimes we don't have that time to think and feel, oh my God, something is wrong with me. I have depression. Yes, Ashutosh, you'll be getting it. Correct, Arun? It's a mood stabilizer, anticonvulsant, carbamazepine, metoprolol. It's a beta blocker for hypertension, arthritis, and angina. That is, beta blocker means this is generally used for your heart cases. Loratadine, antihistamine for allergy. That means to stop allergic reactions. All these chemicals were found in what? In wastewater. Why? Came out through human excretion. What are the names? What is its uses? Harmful impact, how it enters wastewater. Just go through it. Repeatedly, not in a single reading and all, you're never going to remember it. Clear? Now coming to shipbuilding. Shipbuilding, nothing much to know. Pretty simple and easy. Very few things only. That is, a particular scheme was announced. All right. That is a 69,725 crore package. That means almost a 70,000 crore package. For what? Shipbuilding industry. Why? It replaces the 2015 package which expires in March 2026. What is the goal? Obviously, to build our shipyards, to build our shipbuilding industry. But that is never going to happen. Why? Reality check. In the last 10 years, we have built only 6 merchant ships. 6 merchant ships in the last 10 years. Why? Why? This is your answer. The answer is what? Answer is, this is a crane actually. Okay. This is a crane. Now to understand how big this crane is, this is a crane. This is the ship that they are constructing, which is a merchant vessel. Merchant vessel means it will carry cargo containers. All right. It will contain cargo containers. This is the vessel, ship. Now you want to know how big this ship is. I don't know whether you're able to see, but this is a human being right there. Oh, by the way, we are not constructing it. This is obviously being constructed in China. For those of you who are wondering what is the height of this ship, this could be easily a 4 or 5 floor building. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 floor. Getting the point here? So how can I link the PW magazine classes at the time of reading? I take notes. No need of Bitu. See, Bitu, I have already made the arrangements. Whatever content you're seeing here and the PW magazine, we will be, syncing it, thinking together. So additional content you may find in PW magazine, additionally, because I am covering the Hindu newspaper. They may find additional contents, whatever is there, that they may be covering there. So for you, it will be like one reading, one sitting with my class, you're getting it. The other sitting, you're getting it when at the end of the month, when you open the current affairs, you get a full picture again. That is the advantage. Defense orders kept some. So Korea, Japan, China, they have prefabrication of components. Shipyards are designed as long assembly lines. First, steel to sea trial. It will just take 1 year for them to construct one ship. Keel laying to launch, 3 to 4 months. Keel. What is keel? Keel is the bottom part of the ship. That is the keel. The bottom part. Correct? Correct, Arun? Clear? In India, if you see, yards lack length. Length is not there. Crane capacity is not there. We don't have prefabrication facilities. Prefabrication facilities means you go make it somewhere. A big steel frame or something. You bring it to the yard. You assemble it. That is easier. But we don't have that. Then ancillary industry is very weak. That is, shipbuilding yards are there. But to support it, other associated industries like welding, providing components, that we don't have. Clear? Turnaround time is 2 to 3 years. Longer capital lock-in. Deterrent for India, Indian ship owners, despite subsidies. It is very deterrent. That is, even though subsidies, etc. provided, nobody will construct their ship here because you place an order in China, in 1 year you get the ship. You place it in India, maybe you will get it in 3 years if you are lucky. Got the point here? Correct, Vinoba. Agree with you. Higher bill and H-1B visa. Now here again, let me tell you one thing. This is something which will keep coming in the paper. Higher bill has come twice in this last 3 days. So we are basically, that I forgot to tell you. We are basically covering the newspapers from Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That is today. So today an editorial was also there with regard to the higher bill. Now let me tell you one thing. This bill has only been proposed. A proposal has been made. It is not that it has been implemented. What is the proposal? Proposal is simple. That is, say for example, there is an American company. American company is there who has hired Indians. For what? To do their work. So the job is where? The job is obviously in India. Correct? This American company will have to pay an additional 25% excise duty. This is the proposal. They'll have to pay 25% excise duty. Why? Because they have hired Indians or they have hired non-Americans. And if you pay this duty, will you get any tax rebate, tax benefit? Nothing. No tax benefits you are going to get. And because this is such a huge amount, it will definitely discourage the American companies from hiring Indians. So it will affect the Indian service sector without doubt. Got the point here? This is the logic. Then comes your H-1B visa. H-1B visa, what is it? The new thing. Any new application, new applicants who are going to apply, they need to pay what? 100,000 US dollars. That is the new condition. It won't be easy to get an H-1B visa henceforth. But the reality is H-1B visa, to be very honest, since last many years, they are hardly issuing it. They are hardly issuing it. H-1B visa, if you generally see, to whom it is issued largely. Even though Mr. Donald Trump may say, oh, the American jobs are going to India. We are not getting anything. All the jobs are going to India. I want to make America great again. You see, I want jobs for Americans. That is what he keeps telling. But what is the reality? H1B visa, if you actually see, it is gone. It is actually issued for those jobs which Americans don't want to do. Which the Americans don't want to do, those jobs are given to Indians. That is the reality. That is where it is repetitive work. Data entry, cross-checking the data. None of this they have any interest in. Because they're like, oh, it's a boring job. Who will do that, man? I mean, come on, this is so boring. Come on, I have plans for the weekend. So they don't want the boring jobs. The boring jobs are actually taken up by our Indian brothers and sisters, right? Obviously, it is paying them well. Getting the point here. That is the logic. So if you actually see, H1B visas have not really affected the companies as badly, or America as badly as Mr. Trump is thinking. Ulta, it has benefited the companies because they have saved on a lot of money. Clear, people? A 25% excise tax on payments by US entities to foreign service providers. Those payments become non-deductible for US. H1B fee raised to $100,000. Effective from September 21. So this is effective now. H1B visa, $100,000. This is Hire Act is only a proposed law. All right, only a proposed law. Rukia, can I please go to have my dinner? Wow, don't go. Don't go. Sit here only. For new applications only, not renewals or holders. Includes a waiver for national importance projects, litigation expected. Client costs could rise up to 46%. For Indian IT companies, earnings can reduce from anywhere between 4 to 8%. Their earnings will go down. Or 3% to 7% it will come down. All right. US clients also will face what? US clients also will face the higher cost. Is it US paying or company that hires us? Not US pay, us paying. No, we are not paying. Akash. Say for example, I am an American. Okay. I'm an American who is running a company. All right. And I am hiring you. Akash, Arun, Hardik, Bittu. All right. I will have to pay the excise duty to the US government. Why? Because I have hired non-Americans. That is the proposed bill. Clear? Indian tech industry size is 260 billion, out of which 50 to 60% of revenue from the US. This is what you need for your PS3 economics paper, DS2 international relation. Both you need it. All right. 260 billion Indian tech industry size, 50 to 60% of the revenue comes from the US. That means 50 to 60% means easily you can say $130 billion. Greater than $130 billion comes from USA alone. Remember that. So how to remember this 130 billion? 145 crore people we have. More than 140 crore is our population, correct? Remember this 130 billion as our earnings. Got the point? IT BPM, 30 to 40%. IT services, 2.5 million, 40 to 60%. 2.5 million means that many people are working in it. H1B. Purpose of this H1B visa, what was it? To fill specialty occupation gaps not met locally. That is, wherever you need experts for certain jobs and you're not able to find them in USA, to get them, you started issuing H1B visa. Now, let me be very honest. When they say America's a great country, Americans are very great, trust me, how many Americans are there who have created something? So when you talk about Steve Jobs, he did this, he did that. Steve Jobs did not actually create anything. Steve Jobs again had a lot of non-American people working under him who actually contributed to his product. You talk about Mark Zuckerberg also, again his whole company is standing there because of non-Americans who are working there. You look into all the PhD holders, engineering degree holders, doctor degree holders in USA, you will find them. More than 50% of them are non-Americans. That is the reality. You are not going to find American doctors, American engineers in that level there. So our dear Trump is in a la 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 land. He's totally delusion. Delululu. That is what is happening with Trump. The reality is that American economy is standing because not because of Americans. It is because of the non-Americans who have gone there through H-1B visa, studied there, worked there, settled there. Got the point here? How to stay connected with main social? Attend my class. Definitely it will affect. Public sentiment. 40% prioritize high skilled immigration. 60% say legal immigrants fill jobs citizens don't want. The 40% public say that 40% goes to high skilled immigration, high skilled jobs like scientists, space scientists, and all of that. But 60% basically says that the jobs, generally those jobs go to foreigners, which Americans don't want to do. In other words, let me tell you, even if you get a truck driver's job in USA right now, you will end up becoming a millionaire. Truck drivers in USA actually earn more than doctors there. I'm not joking. I'll repeat that statement again. Truck drivers in USA, Canada, Australia, these three countries, they actually make more money than doctors. Australia, it is even more crazier. Australia basically has a condition. Beyond 45 hours, you're not supposed to work. Clear? Yes, it will affect our net domestic product. Empirical findings. No immigration counterfactual. Wages. 2.6 to 5.1%. Employment. 6.1 to 10.8% for native computer scientists. That means if this bill is brought, higher bill is brought, then what will happen? Basically, local wages can increase from 2.6 to 5.1%. Employment also will increase from 6.1 to 10.8%. But immigration lowered prices and raised IT output by 1.9 to 2.5. That means when I hire cheaper labor from outside, that is, I am USA, I am hiring cheaper labor from outside, you know what is the advantage? Cost goes down. I need to pay them lesser only. When I pay lesser salary itself, you know what is the biggest advantage? Lesser salary compared to the locals, the local Americans. It will also contribute to less inflation. Overall cost is coming down, right? Sector reliance. Top H-1B employees include Amazon, TCS, Microsoft, Meta, Apple in India. 71% of approved beneficiaries. More than 2.8 lakh Indian approvals. 1.4 lakh initial employment approvals. That means under H-1B visa, one of the biggest beneficiaries, India itself. From India alone, you had 71% people. Yes, employees from India. Health or education dependency. AMA notes US physician shortfalls. H-1Bs also support medicine, research, and education. That is the next best part. Doctors here, after cracking their MBBS, etc., when they go through their house surgeons, etc., they can easily apply for MD. Now, let me tell you, graduation courses in USA are pretty much expensive. But when you are postgraduate, you are aiming for postgraduate, you have a work experience in India, in a top company or in a top hospital, your cost will come down in the sense that you will be offered scholarship also along with your H-1B visa. So like I told you, medical field also of USA is standing strong only because of what? Immigrants. Can we say for government to invest in Indian-owned tech companies? How will government invest in it? That also I will come to that. We'll come to that path. Nearshoring and hybrid delivery. Increased use of Canada, Colombia, Mexico. That is the other option available. That is trying to hire more people from closer to home to stay near US customers while avoiding the 25% excise. Retain some offshore for non-US benefiting work. These are all bordering countries. Bordering countries these are. So you can actually hire people from there. Absolutely, ask me. Then some general points these are. Go through it. Clear, people? Any doubts so far? Tariff on pharmaceuticals. Now, Trump is not stopping with his tariff anytime soon. So basically, he has understood. Okay, not relevant here, Abhinaya. Basically, he has understood one thing. That is, see, Latinos are also treated badly in US. Everybody is currently being treated badly in USA. So basically, when you're studying something, okay, there are different types of visas. Then when you go into the visas, what are the different conditions for these visas? Then you go into the conditions, then you go into that, go into this. To what extent will you go deep? Got the point here. So you need to restrict yourself to what is reported in the news. Going deeper and deeper and deeper will only serve one purpose. You will become an expert in the subject. Not actually you're not going to crack the service. Study only to that point where it makes the current affair clear for you and you understand, okay, this can come as a prelims, this can come as a mains question. This is potentially the topic what we saw there. It is nothing but an economics or an international relation question there. Hire bill again, it simply means if anybody is hiring Indians or non-Americans, basically, non-Americans, any American company is hiring non-Americans to do any work, then that company will have to, that is, you're giving the work to India. So outsourcing the work to India, outsourcing the work to China, outsourcing the work to Philippines, like that if you're doing, then that company will have to pay to the US government 25% excise duty. That's it. Other than that, nothing. Read again and again. Somebody please ban that C around. The US announced 100% tariff on imports of branded and patented medicines effective October 1. Imports from EU and Japan capped at 15%. US said it will honor this cap. Capped at 15% means maximum how much they will import from European Union and Japan. They will import only a maximum of 15%. What is the whole article about? So basically what the idea is, basically right now USA doesn't want, USA wants to encourage domestic drugs. But what is the problem? The problem is US drugs, if you see, are all patented, high quality, high priced. You're only going to encourage domestic drugs and domestic manufacture means overall prices of drugs will increase, healthcare costs will increase, insurance premium will increase. Obviously, deaths also will increase because not everybody will be able to afford it. Yes, Sujal. No, generic drugs are not included as of now. As of now, generic drugs are not part of this tariff. Generic drugs are not there. And who is the biggest generic drug manufacturer? India. And which is the biggest, one of the biggest market again where we send these drugs? USA. All right. Nothing specific here. This I have mentioned only because this tariff topic will be ongoing. So don't break your head. Now, right away. Oh my God, I should remember this also. No, wait. Because Trump is still doing all sorts of monkeying. Let him keep doing his monkey business. This will keep getting updated. This is just for your information. So I have given some additional content there. Read it. It is all for your information. Don't break your head over it. All right. Share market. Tara, please leave whenever you want. I will finish my class only when the topics gets over. I cannot predict these things. Oh, those of you who are waiting to have your dinner, please go have your dinner. Please go have. Don't sit here like children. When will the class get over? I want to go meet by that, do this, etc. Please leave. I will finish it. I'll wind up the class only when the topics are over. Because more than the YouTube community, there are some paid subscribers here who are watching it. So my priority is them. They will have to sit here, whether they like it or not, because they have paid for it. So those of you who want to leave, please leave. It is okay. This is a free country. Share market. Now let me tell you two types of investors now. We have DII, domestic institutional investors. Then you have FII, which is foreign institutional investors. Okay, two types of investors we have. Now, basically, in India, from a very long time, we used to get what you call as foreign institutional investment. Foreign institutional investments means foreigners who are sitting in, let us say, America, North America, South America, maybe even Europe, Australia, and maybe even other parts of Asia. They will invest in Indian share market. They will invest in Indian share market through what? Through banks, through financial institutions. They will invest because they don't know Ambani, Adani, and all. They will only see, okay, which are the nice companies here, and then they'll go buy it. They'll go and buy it. All right. But what is the problem with this? Or sorry, the advantage. Advantage is when they buy Indian shares, they will be using their foreign currencies, correct? They'll be using their foreign currencies. Foreign currency means they will be, in most cases, they will be using what? Dollars. So as more and more foreign currencies keep coming into the country, why are they using their currency for? That is okay, this much rupees. Okay, I want this much rupees because what? Because I want to invest in Ambani shares. I cannot put dollars there. I will exchange dollars for rupee. So as more FIIs come in from all the countries, you have more and more FIIs, foreign institutional investors. As that keeps on coming in, currency enters, the rupee value will appreciate. Why it will appreciate? Because everybody is exchanging their currency for the rupee. Rupee is in demand. So rupee value will actually what? Increase. Correct here, Nitin Jangra. Rupee will appreciate. Very good. So this is what it will do. Similarly, if FII's outflow is there, outflow means what? They desire to withdraw their money from Indian share market. They are like, oh, come on, India is not doing great right now. I want to withdraw the money. What they will do? Sell the shares, withdraw the money, but the money will be in the rupee format, right? Now they will demand, no, 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 I don't want it in rupee. Give it back to me in dollars. So FII's outflow is there means what will happen? Rupee value will depreciate. So in the last couple of years, if you see the trend is that FII outflows are increasing. Investments, if you actually see, the foreign investments, if you see, in share market, that is actually declining. So ideally, our share market would have crashed. Ideally, it should have crashed, but that has not happened. Why it has not happened? It has not happened for the simple reason that domestic investors have started increasing. Every month itself, if you see, the number of SIPs have gone up. Got the point? So somewhere what has happened is domestic investors is compensating for the foreign what? Foreign exit that is happening. Why everybody is so confident? The government, everybody is confident that India will become successful. India will become fastest growing economy. What is the main reason here? See, as more and more financial inclusion is happening, everybody gets into a bank account. Everybody has money in their hands. What will happen? The next generation that is there. The other day also I was sitting in that metro and I overheard the conversation between what literally looked to me school kids, 7th, 8th standard maximum. And what was their topic of discussion? Share market. 7th, 8th standard students with, and I thought initially they were blabbering something, but no. With clear clarity, they were telling, no, this much volume, but that shows the price is going this is this. They are talking about it as if they were talking about a video game. Got the point here? That means 20 years from now, you will have more and more people investing in the share market. More and more people invest in the share market. What will happen to share price increases? What will happen to the dividends and profits of the Indian companies and foreign companies here? Increases. You will end up making more money in India. Why? Population. FDIs are different. That is foreign direct investment. That is different. Foreign direct investment is what Amazon has done in India. So that is like an arranged marriage. Why arranged marriage? Because it takes a lot of negotiations, a lot of debates and discussions. Finally, they will come. So when they come, they will invest a huge amount. Let us say $30 million. They will invest. They will give employment to the local people. They will bring their technology. They will bring even their manufacturing knowledge and whatever. That and all they will bring. FII is nothing like that. FII simply means what? FIIs will only bring the money here. Got the point? It will only bring the money. But the moment they feel, oh, this is not working, they will go. That is just like a current relationship, Gen Z relationship. You gayi, you aayi. Just like your first girlfriend. When did she come? When did she go? Where did she go? Nobody had any idea. That is FII. That is why FII is called hot money. Urban Indian men. So let us see some statistics now. Urban Indian men dominate. Share from smaller towns or non-metros has steadily increased. 1 in 4 investors is a woman. That means currently the ratio stands at 25% to 75%. 25% of the share market investors are women, 75 is men. Foreign portfolio investors invest in another country's stock shares. FII, FPI is one and the same. Tesla, they have only opened their showroom, right? Did they open any factory here? Domestic institutional investors, India-based bodies investing in domestic markets like mutual fund, insurance companies, etc. FPI ownership is at a 13.5-year low. DMF share at a record high. That is domestic mutual funds. If you see, it is at a record high now. But FPI ownership has gone down in 13.5 years. Despite the decline, FPI is still higher than DMFs. FPI is 17.3%, DMF 10.3. That is even now, FPI investments are higher than DMF. DMF is at a 13.5-year high, highest level. FPI is at a 13.5-year lowest level. But still, FPI has higher value than DMP. But that is only for temporary period. It will eventually change. Both the same, Sujal Verma. Then it is not Lassia. Then it is not FDI. Getting the point. Amazon, that is FDI. Ford Motors, if you remember, that was an FDI, but they closed their factories, everything, and they left the country. SIP definition: fixed amount investments at regular at regular intervals. That is small investment plans. These are small amounts you can what is it, invest in your share market. 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, even 100 rupees also you can put up. New SIP accounts opened is 14.1 million. It was 14.1 million in 2020. In 2024, it is 68 million. That means in a span of 4 years, 5 times increase. Many households still use bank deposits, life insurance, public provident fund. Mutual fund share in households' gross financial savings. It was 0.9% initially. Now it is standing at 6%, 2020 to 23. That means it is only 6%. In mutual funds, Indian families, Indian households are only investing 6%. If this number, even if it comes close to 50%, I am telling you, India will be like the richest country in the world. Richest country. I'll guarantee it to you. You start a company tomorrow, you will end up becoming crorepati. If you run the company properly and make it public, like you go for IPO, initial public offering, sell the shares to the public, etc. You'll end up becoming a crorepati in no time. FDI long term, FII short term, right? Why FPI go down? See, FPI will generally go down for multiple reasons. For example, if your debt is high, if government of India's debt is high, it is actually a little high, then unemployment is high, inflation is high, exports are low, rupee value is low. For all these reasons, it will go down. Got the point here? Total demat accounts also, it was 3.8 crore initially. Now it is standing at 11.8 crore, a 200% increase. Now look at few states example. Bihar from 9.6 lakh to 50 lakh, 400% increase. UP from 0.2 crore to 1.3 crore, 348% increase. Now these two states, if you actually see, at one point of time, they were called the Bimaru states. But in the Bimaru states, if you actually see right now, people are actually increasing the investments in share market. What happens when debt is low? See, when that debt is low, okay. Debt is low simply means the government is not making too many borrowings. Government is not making too many borrowings. Government is able to generate sufficient wealth. For example, very recently, CAG also gave a report. What was that report about? UP becomes a revenue surplus state. UP has actually produced extra additional income or more than their expenditure. To what level? 37,000 crore. 37,000 crore extra for the state of UP. Other two states again which are doing well in that regard is Maharashtra, Gujarat, and then it is UP. UP is actually #1 state right now in terms of revenue surplus. That basically shows that I am able to manage my finances well. That is what it simply means. Antriksh Saini, not all the data is required, some only. Because again, let me tell you, this will keep changing. After 6 months, when you take it, these values will keep changing. Got the point here? See, COVID era not necessary that made people realize about finances, but it is also to do with the fact that thanks to COVID, internet access became a little more better now. Because of the OTT platform and work from home culture, internet access everybody had. Because any share market business you want to do, the first and foremost criteria is you should have access to affordable internet. Simple. Clear. Gen Z protests in Nepal. Again, just an update for your information only. Gen Z protests erupted in Kathmandu on September 8, 2025. PM KP Sharma Oli resigned on September 9, creating a political vacuum. Sushila Karki, former CJ, sworn in as interim PM on September 12. Parliament has been dissolved. A political cabinet of experts have been formed. Calm has been restored. Elections set for March 5, 2026. But let us look into the regional context here. Myanmar 2021. Military took full control, ending democratic experiment in Myanmar 2021. Afghanistan. Taliban returned as US withdrew. Sri Lanka. Aragalaya movement forced Gotabaya Rajapaksa to flee. 2023 Pakistan. Imran Khan's arrest sparked protests. Military restored order. Bangladesh 2024 protests for Sheikh Hasina to quit. Elections disputed. What is the pattern in all these countries? Youth-driven protests. Youth unemployment was more than 16% in these countries. Unemployment was more in these countries, and that is why, what is it? These protests took place. In Nepal, it was about 20%. Ours still stands somewhere less than 10%. Like I told you, I have been always telling in my internal security class also, I always used to tell, unemployment, wherever it is there you will have this trouble. Getting the point here? Just a minute. Taking it further forward, Divyang warriors. Now, Divyang warriors, it is nothing but a pure, it is a pure prelims related topic. You will see that. A national center for Divyang empowerment. What is this Divyang empowerment for? It is entirely for your CRPF personnel who were injured during these Maoist operations. That is, they got, handicapped, etc. All right? They got handicapped, etc. 1 minute. Only facility of its kind in India. They provide rehabilitation, training and empowerment center for CAPF personnel injured in the line of duty. They have trained over 219 Divyang warriors in 5 years. Medal winning, para athletes and skilled IT professionals have been got. Then what are the, services that are being offered by the National Center for Divyang Empowerment. Remember, only thing to remember here is this is basically for the injured CAPF personnel. Please remember that. It is only for them. Renault Group pledging motorized wheelchairs, sports chairs and bus by November 2025. This is a classic example of NPM as well as NPS. IT training in collaboration with BITS Pilani. Again, NPM, NPS. This is for your, 1 minute. Let me write it here specifically. This is for my PubAd students. For the others, non-PubAd students, this is a classic example where you can use private players also to do what? Service. Collaborate with the government and provide good services. CRPF and left-wing extreme operations. Left-wing extremist districts reduced from 126 in 2013 to 18 in April 2025. Those of you who are going to give your attempt in 2027, by then most probably Naxalism as a topic will no more remain relevant as far as internal security topic is concerned. It will get wiped out. 15 districts in Chhattisgarh affected in 2024. 4 of 6 most affected still in Chhattisgarh. Since 2016, at least 46 CRPF personnel lost limbs in IED blasts. Improved explosive device. 2023 alone, there were 10 amputations. Amputation means cutting. Cutting of hand, feet, whatever. FYI. General information. Now, 2 images I'm going to show you. You just tell me what do you understand from it. Declining sex ratio and birth rate. Delhi case study. Sex ratio in Delhi, that is the number of females per 1,000 males. 933 in 2020, 932 in 2021, 929 in 2022. Yeah, and 2023, 922. That means from 2020 to 2023, if you generally see, what are we observing? Sex ratio is declining. Getting the point? Then birth rate in Delhi per 1,000 people. That also, if you see from 2016, it has been declining, and now slight increase in 2014. So, can you tell me what is the reason for poor sex ratio and declining birth ratio in Delhi? Can anybody tell me? Based on data, based on the data, can you tell me what could be the reasons? Correct, Sujal? Very good. Females decreasing. Declining birth rate, poor sex ratio, decline in sex ratio. Why, Arushi? Why is it declining? Very good, Ayushi. One is female feticide. Prenatal sex determination. So doctors basically they will say Jai Ram Ji ki. Jai Shri Ram if they say it means it's a boy baby. Jai Mata Di when they say it means it's a girl baby. This is the code word. Very good. High cost of living. Son preference. Then increasing birth rate due to unemployment. Violence against women. That is correct. Violence is increasing. So automatically nobody will feel like, having children. I know couples who are basically decided not to have children only. Violence against women if it increases. All right. Son preference, female selective, urban outlook. More than urban outlook, let me tell you. This is an increasing, this reason has not even been mentioned in the newspaper also. But this is a reality. Statistically also, it has been proven that married men are more happier than single men. Single women are more happier than married women. This is proper fact it is. And as women are getting more and more educated, as educational opportunities are increasing, career options are also increasing for women. Most of the women actually prefer what? A single life. They don't want to get married. That is the reality today. Getting the point here? Food wastage. Again, just pure data only. International Day of Awareness of Food Loss and Waste. Global statistics. Nearly 1/3 of all produced is lost or wasted. 1/3 of food. That means easily we can say 33% of food is lost. In India, 1.5 trillion annual loss, which is 3.7% of the agricultural GDP. That is the loss what we face because of what? Food loss. Loss rates. Fruits and vegetables 10 to 15%, paddy 4.8, wheat 4.2%. That much is the loss. Clear? True. True. Migration of men to Delhi. See, if a woman is not feeling confident to get married, trust me, a lot has to be said. That clearly tells about the type of men what we have in our country. What the point here? If all the men in our country were like proper, they were not mama's boys. Mama ने बोल दिया है तू मेरा माँ के खिलाफ कुछ मत बोल दो. And all that means they would have stood That is okay. My mom is right. You're wrong right now. No, ma, you're wrong now. She is right. They would have had a spinal cord. Many women would have actually or probably would have got married. But the fact here is that that is not the case. Many women, after seeing the men in their life, they feel, oh, no need. It is better not to get married. Government initiatives. 3 rounds of nationwide post-harvest surveys across more than 50 crops were conducted by Government of India. SDG indicator 12.3.1, global food loss and waste, included in the national indicator framework for monitoring and alignment with international targets. Cereals, especially paddy, modest percentage loss translate to greater than 10 million tons carbon dioxide emission annually. That means when you waste food, actually, paddy, if you waste, it will actually lead to what? It will actually lead to greater than 10 million tons carbon dioxide emission annually. Forget loyalty and all, Abhishiva. Imagine how many women are getting killed in our country every day over dowry. Over dowry, how many women are getting killed? That is the reality. Livestock product losses are equally damaging. Heavy resource footprint. Total greater than 33 million tons carbon dioxide emission per year from these 30 commodities. That is basically agricultural commodities. In India, most losses occur early in the supply chain, unlike high-income countries where losses are consumer-driven. Supply chain means what? Handling, processing, distribution. If you recall that famous scene from the movie Welcome, Alu, Lelo, what Nana Patekar Saab will be telling. What is he doing? Wearing all the suit, coat, everything. He's pushing a cart in which he has kept all the aloo on it. Unfortunately, that is how vegetables are transported in our country. Not in refrigerated units, not in clean boxes where you handle them with gloves. Getting the point here. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana, working to modernize food logistics. Tracking tool, FAO Food Loss App, FLAP, launched in 2023, used in more than 30 countries to track losses across value chains. FAO, what is FAO? What organization it is? Poor post-harvest technology, increase waste, correct, Nitin? This is one repeated topic which will keep coming in. This year alone, I don't know, at least 4 to 5 times this article has appeared. People who are planning to give their exam next year as well as the year after that, you can expect this question in your mains as well as even in your prelims also. You can expect a question. Very good, Ayushi. So, Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO, that was my next question. It is a body of the UN headquartered in Rome. All right, that was a PYQ. Previous year question it was. All right. 50% of India's population is under 35, more than 50%. So that means I have crossed the other side now. Increasing incidence of heart attacks in ages 20 to 40. Hospital data, 50% of heart attack patients in India were under 40. 50%. All right. A decline in mean age of cardiology patients. Mean age means what? The average age. Lifestyle factors have overtaken genetics. Combined lifestyle plus genetics can raise risk up to 70% of heart attack. That means lifestyle means you're not exercising, eating junk food, smoking, drinking. Don't worry, before 40, there is a very good chance that you will get a nice heart attack and that will be the end. Got the point here? Hyper competition. These are the reasons. Hyper competition, smoking, drinking, and lack of sleep. Hyper competition means what? Oh my God, she will clear. If she clears, everybody will respect her. If everybody respects her, then my life is ruined. That is hyper competition. You're not worried about your effort or your progress. You're worried about somebody else, what they will do in their life. Smoking, drinking, though, you know. Lack of sleep. Many of you are night owls, not sleeping on time. Now, basically, let me tell you that 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock, this time period, you're supposed to be sleeping. Got the point here? Attributes. 50% of poor heart health in young adults to lifestyle factors. Risk identification tools, cardiac calcium scoring, and CT coronary angiogram. That means basically to find out your heart health it is. Clear? कहाँ से unblock करने के लिए सुधांशु? Further management or assessment, coronary physiology assessments and detailed imaging to pinpoint or manage severe obstructive blockages. What are the warning signs that you have heart issue? Discomfort during exercise, sudden chest pain, sweating, unexplained breathlessness, ongoing tiredness that impairs daily tasks. Health of Nation 2025 recommends regular image-based screening beyond lab test, proactive health monitoring, targeted or personalized dietary approaches based on doctor's advice. What are the programs for this? National Program for Prevention and Control of Cancer, Diabetes, Cardiovascular Diseases, and Stroke. All these are interconnected. That means if you don't get cardiovascular disease, there is a chance you may even get cancer. So heavy non-vegetarian diet, lack of exercise, alcohol, smoking, stress, most important factor. All these five are capable of what? Yeah, and obviously lack of fiber in your diet, not drinking water properly. All this will create what? Cardiovascular diseases, cancer, diabetes, etc. Clear? Ayushman Bharat. That is the next scheme available. Secondary and tertiary treatment available for free for socio-economically poor people. Aims noted. Strengthen healthcare services, promote early detection, awareness data. FII. Just for your information. Read it. That's it. Health expenditure. CAG released a decadal analysis on states' macro fiscal health. Decadal means 10-year macro fiscal health. That is overall economic condition of the people. Family stress, more responsibility on one member. Correct, Arushi. Correct, Nitin. Correct, Arushi. Obesity is one crucial factor here. Exactly. Clear? UPSC is waste of time. Then don't waste your time now. You go now, Mr. Basavaraj. Why are you wasting your time? Uttar Pradesh recorded a revenue surplus of 37,000 crore, more than double of Gujarat surplus. More than Gujarat surplus, double of it, Uttar Pradesh recorded. Capital spending versus routine cost influences service delivery. What does this mean? Capital spending simply means capital expenditure. It means capital expenditure. What do you mean by capital expenditure? Capital expenditure simply means that which will give you a return on investment. That is what you call a capital expenditure. That means if I spend money on airport, a highway, where I will obviously put a toll for it so that I can collect the money. All this will generate what? Revenue for me. Airport is there, highway is there, development will come. Hotel industry will come, schools will come, hospitals will come. So automatically that region will develop. It will give me money. But let us say I am spending more money on defense. Interest payments. That is whatever loan I have taken, I am paying the interest for it. Then for public administration, I am spending money. Public administration means for all the salaries, pension, plus office expenses, all of that, that is there. Finally, I have subsidies. Buying bullets, buying weapons will not give me any return on investment. Correct? That is not going to give me any return. I cannot buy that weapon and now sell it in the black market for a higher price. That I cannot do. Interest payments. Interest payments also, I cannot tell them, please adjust this month. Next month I will give you. That you cannot do. You have to pay it every month. Subsidies, if you try to reduce it, subsidies given for agriculture, subsidies given for gas cylinder, subsidies given for electricity, you will lose the election. This also, you need to pay the salary, you need to pay the pension. In other words, this is what is called revenue expenditure. This is not going to generate any money for you. This money you have to spend, come what may. Why? Because this has another word. This is also known as what? Maintenance expenditure. That is, whatever resources you have built, you need to actually make the investments for it. I have not changed the volume. Can people please confirm whether the audio and video is clear? Audio and video, whether it is clear. Just confirm it, please. Very good. Very. All right. Great. Uttar Pradesh, 42% internally raised, surplus relies on union transfers. What does it mean? 42% of the revenue, whatever Uttar Pradesh is having, that is come from the state itself. The 58% has come from center's government transfer. All right, that is how UP has become number one now. What about other states here? So the other states, if you actually see, they have volatile revenue sources. Volatile revenue sources means there is no guarantee here. Getting the point? There is no guarantee here. Kerala lottery receipts 12,000 crore. Odisha, 90% of non-tax income came from mining royalties. Non-tax income. Non-tax income means this has not come from income tax. This has not come from GST. Non-tax income, nothing from tax. Then what do you mean by non-tax income? Royalty it is. Royalty means, say for example, Arushi. Arushi has a mining company. So she comes to Odisha. And I am the chief minister of Odisha. She takes permission from me. So I want to mine this particular thing. I'm going to mine aluminium from here. I give her the permission. She mines the aluminium. He sells that aluminium. He makes a profit out of it. Out of that profit, what she is getting, on that I will charge a royalty. So if she has made 200 crores of profit, I will charge some 10% on it. So I will get 20 crore. It is almost like बैठे बैठे पैसा बना दिया. That is sitting simply, I made money. As simple as that. Got the point here? That is royalty here. So that is almost like perpetual. As long as Arushi is going to mine it. Okay, Kerala lottery, I'll tell you that. As long as Arushi is going to mine in Odisha, as long as she will generate profit, I will get a percentage of it. Kerala lottery last year, what that means is Kerala government actually runs a lottery scheme. Okay, Kerala government runs a lottery. It is like one of the most biggest revenue generating stream for them, because as you can clearly see, they generate easily around 12,000 crore in what is it? This is for 1 year. Okay, they easily make that much of money because that many people buy the tickets. For prize money is around I don't know 20, 10 crore, 20 crore. It depends. But anyway, it's peanuts compared to prize money is peanuts compared to what revenue it is generating. Clear? Volatility notes. Lotteries depend on sales, royalties on global prices, land is non-repeatable. Telangana, land sales. Land sales, why? It is non-repeatable. You can sell a land only once. You cannot sell it again and again. So this is the idea. Lotteries depend on sales, royalties on global prices, land is non-repeatable. Borrowing and liabilities. Divergent. Okay, wait. That we will come to. I have made a diagram here which shows the total debt to GDP ratio of which many states, not every state, some states. In that, again, what you need to notice, as of now, this data shows Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra. They have what? The highest debt to GSDP ratio. Gross state to domestic product. Got the point here? Just give me a minute. All right. Lowest, if you see from this side, Assam, Goa, Himachal Pradesh, Tripura, Sikkim. All right, people. In between, you have other states. I know UP also has, sir, it has come, but you said UP has generated revenue more than the more double of Gujarat, correct? 37,000 crore. This year it generated. This is just a value of the overall debt to GDP. Total debt divided by the total value of all goods and services. And for UP this year, it has actually, debt has actually gone down. All right, people. For post-pandemic, debt increased for Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan, Telangana. Slight reduction for Karnataka, Kerala, Maharashtra. Very well, it has reduced for Odisha, UP, Tripura. So, central or union schemes which have helped in transferring money, PM Kisan, Ujjwala, Ayushman Bharat. All right, just go through it. Just go through it. That is, this is basically, this graph is all about. Here you can basically expect only two questions here. Which states are doing well, which states are doing poorly. What is the reason for it? So, this is important. Why I will tell you. When the 16th Finance Commission will release its report in October, which we will be taking up, that time this will become more clear. So states right now, most of the states' fiscal health is not good. Many states are suffering what? Huge loan, huge debt. All right, many states are not doing really well. Now we will have to wait and watch again what GST 2.0 reforms have been brought in, which has basically reduced the overall GST. This will automatically mean what? Overall reduction in revenue for state, which will again increase their debt. All right, people. What does debt to GSDP it shows? Fine, I will tell you. Debt means, let us say, I borrowed from you, Nitin. I borrowed from you 1,000 rupees. Okay. The total value of all my assets that I have with me, let us say it is 10 lakh. Total value of all the assets that I have. From whom do they borrow? They can borrow it from banks. They can borrow. No. No need, Shreya. Graph I made because I got all the data and I made a graph with it. That's all. So last year, the 1,000 is the money that I borrowed from you last year. Sorry, Nitin. 1,000 is the money that I borrowed from you. 10 lakh is the value of all the assets that I have. 1,000 by 10 lakh, you have 1 by 10,000 into 100. 1 by 10 means what? 0.1 percentage is my debt to GDP. So, question here is, this debt what I have, 0.1 percentage, is it sustainable? Is it sustainable? What does that mean? See, for somebody who is having 10 lakh worth assets, 1,000 rupees is like what? Jujubi. Correct? That is something which can be paid off easily. So this is sustainable. This is what you call a sustainable debt to GDP ratio. Sustainable debt to GDP ratio means my GDP, my businesses is running so good, I can easily pay the debt. Got the point here? So the idea is very simple. The idea, overall idea is what? Either reduce the debt or increase the GDP. Got the point here? Reduce your debt or increase the GDP. Reducing the debt, who has done a good job right now? Odisha has done. UP has done. Keep it in mind. Clear? malaria. In this again, few data first. Malaria cases dropped by more than 80% in the last decade. That means 10 years. Persistent transmission remains in some districts of Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, and Northeast. That means the eastern side. There you have malaria cases still becoming prominent. Endectocides, systemic insecticides that act from inside the human body. Ivermectin highlighted as most promising. So ivermectin is a drug. Okay. Cornerstone in campaigns against river blindness and lymphatic filariasis. That means ivermectin is a drug which can be used against these two diseases. But it has been found that when you consume this drug, what about Telangana? 1 minute. What about Telangana? Let us see. Telangana also loss of revenue. Getting the point here. That is why I told you Telangana as well as Andhra Pradesh, both of them are having high debt because that bifurcation took place, right? Both the states are not really doing well. So Telangana again has become a landlocked state. It does not have access to the ports. So export, etc., is out of the option now. It has to depend only on Hyderabad city for its development. Andhra Pradesh's case, Amaravati is still being developed. So it will take time for them. Getting point here. You have no idea what question Sudhanshu asked in my class, Mr. J. Kannaya Lalki. All right. No idea. What you don't know, never talk about it. Lekin it is okay. एक बार UPSC interview तक जाओ, फिर पता चलेगा. Can they borrow from the center? Last year, borrowing is done internally as well as externally. There are two ways to do it. Internal borrowing, external borrowing. You don't borrow from central government. You borrow either from public provident fund, public funds, or you borrow from banks. You can borrow from RBI through ways and means advances. That will be entire monetary policy, which is another discussion. Let us not go into that. All right. Then they can borrow externally. I'll keep blocking you, Mr. Sudhanshu. All right. I'll keep blocking you. Whatever you want. तो कर सकता है, आप जाकर कर सकते हो. Later observation that mosquitoes, yeah. So basically, ivermectin used for treating river blindness and lymphatic filariasis. It has been found that these same people will be able to what? Will be able to develop resistance towards malaria. So here only I want you to remember the name. Ivermectin, river blindness, filariasis, malaria. Then where they conducted the trial and all, Bohemia trial, which they conducted in Kenya and Mozambique. All right. This is again only for your information. Don't need to study it. This is basically talking about the test what they conducted there and how they find out ivermectin will be useful there. Clear? Mishra, please don't make any note. Don't make any notes. PDF will be given to you. Many people have been asking again, PW का magazine अलग से पढ़ना पड़ेगा और ये भी अलग से पढ़ना पड़ेगा. ना, PW magazine में you will find the same content again. You will find the same content there also. All right. But obviously there will be a lot of this level of discussion and all won't be there. Resistance concerns. 2024 Parasitology Research Review. Growing ivermectin resistance in ectoparasites, ticks, lice, scabies, mites, largely due to veterinary overuse. What does this one sentence mean? In veterinary field, for other animals, when you give this drug, ivermectin a lot, when you keep giving it to them, what happens is, these small insects like ticks, lice, scabies, mites, etc., Now they are developing resistance. This is almost like I'll tell you. Sometimes you would have seen this. You switch on the good night and you will see that the mosquito, like one Rocky boy will go and stand on that mosquito. On that liquidator, good night liquidator. Have you ever seen it? Deep understanding, no need. Surface level more than enough. So basically, ivermectin is there. So ivermectin, so like I told you, if a mosquito coil is there or a mosquito liquidator is there, the mosquito will go and stand on it. Sometimes you will be like, why have I even switched it on? What is happening is, as each generation of insects or even microorganisms, you keep exposing it to chemicals, they develop resistance towards it. So now it has been observed that ivermectin is adapting towards it. Clear? AFSPA, Armed Forces Special Powers Act. Armed Forces Special Powers Act, basically, again, it has come in news because AFSPA has been declared in few districts of Manipur, few parts of Arunachal Pradesh. This list, that is where AFSPA is there, where AFSPA is not there, it will keep changing. But what is AFSPA here? AFSPA simply means if I am a central armed police officer under central government, I'm an armed police officer. Could be a police or defense. On suspicion, I can search, I can seize any property, any document, whatever, search any property, seize any property, arrest anybody, kill anybody. No need of a search warrant, no need of an arrest warrant, no need of a shooting order, nothing. It gives me, and for any of these actions that I do, it provides me blanket immunity. If you need to punish me, if I am an officer, I shot and killed somebody, if you need to punish me, you need to get the permission. Permission to prosecute, you should take it from the central government. Clear? Not during military rule, even normal rule. Right now in Manipur, you don't have military rule. You only have president's rule. For 6 months, they have imposed it there. So anybody does any wrongdoing, army will take you out. As simple as that. No questions asked. Research and development. National Science and Technology Survey. Ministry of Science and Technology has conducted this survey. In pure prelims points. Frequency, it is done biennial since mid-90s. Biennial means twice in a year. Surveys 8,000 research and R&D bodies, public and private. All right, what will it track? It will track what is the domestic expenditure on R&D, share of GDP devoted to R&D, number of scientists including women's share, the patents generated, India's R&D spending compared with other countries. What are the concerns? Weak private sector participation. 75% of R&D spending comes from public sector. That is the saddest part in our country. In our country, 75% of the funds for research and development comes from whom? It actually comes from government. 25% or less than 25% comes from where? It comes from the private sector. But anywhere, any other place, if you see, in advanced economies, private firms contribute majority of R&D spend. So if you were wondering, why is it that our education sector is not progressing well? Why is our manufacturing base so poor? Why is our engineering colleges not generating any projects, etc.? The main reason is what? R&D spending is pathetic. Last week also, I think we have discussed this. R&D spending in our country is less than 1% of the GDP. Got the point here? AI minister. This is again another pure prelims related topic. Means the Army Defense can act freely. Another pure prelims topic. Albania, Balkan country, which is seeking EU membership. Okay. In September 11, 2025, Prime Minister Edi Rama launched DLA, which is the world's first artificial intelligence minister, AI minister. All right, AI minister it is. Portfolio is public procurement. Earlier, DLA had one role. It was basically an assistant, served as a virtual assistant on the government website since January. Served as a virtual assistant on government website since January. Now that same assistant has been made what? An AI minister. This is basically to make 100% free of corruption. That is what they are telling. But ultimately, we know one thing what? Ultimately, we know one thing that corruption and no corruption doesn't depend on whom? Doesn't depend on the, what is it? AI. It depends upon the government. The people who are running the show. Clear, people? This is all for your information. Just go through it. Other examples of digital assistants being used are Humphrey in UK and Albert in France. AI related data and facts. So this one word which has appeared in the newspaper, angel's pause. Definition and origin. What does angel's pause mean? Angel's pause simply means younger workers are, okay, 1 minute. Yeah. Stagnant wages, food dominated household budgets, rising inequality, broad welfare gains arrived decades later. That means AI will improve things, AI will bring things, AI will improve the, what is it, economy, etc. People will say. But if you actually look at what is happening in our economy, in education is non-profitable, is it true? Education is one of the most profitable business, Ajay Anil Kumar. Education, hotel industry, two things which are very profitable. Stagnant wages. Wages are not increasing. That is, even in our country, if you see, engineering wages have not been increasing. Food dominated household budgets, which is very true again. Most of the people are actually spending 50% of their earnings on food. Inequality is rising. Broad welfare gains arrive decades later. So whatever gains that people will say AI will bring, that will come after later. Like many, many years later. How is it possible so that AI is a minister? See, it's simple. AI will only look into a certain set of things. See, what is AI ultimately? You will, what you have taught it, only that it will do. So if you teach it to do work in a certain way, it will only do that much. It won't do beyond that. Clear? Agreed, Sanju. Younger workers are more vulnerable to AI-driven shifts. Because of AI, 12,000 jobs have been lost. MIT study, 95% of AI pilots not generating visible gains in organizations due to frictions in complementary capabilities. Whoever has been telling AI will improve the work, AI will be improve the work, etc., that is actually nothing but misplaced optimism. Because let me tell you, how many of you are happy in talking to a chatbot? How many of you are happy to talk to a virtual assistant? When I talk to students also in the group, as well as when I meet them at the offline center, one thing I can see is once they start talking, they don't want to stop. They'll keep telling the same thing in a loop again and again and again. So I cannot tell them, right? I heard it once. Enough. You have already said that 2 times. Now don't tell it again. That I won't tell. I will be like, okay, I'll listen to it again and again. Why? Because people want to talk these days. Everybody, or actually they want to meet the people, see them, talk with them, spend time with them. Because too much of virtual life we are leading in, we don't actually have time for what? Real people and real life. In Philippine call centers, 10 AI co-pilots reportedly boosted productivity by 30 to 50%. Wages barely increased, however, workload got intensified. Few more data related stuff. Again, read only. 40% of jobs worldwide are exposed to AI. Tsinghua University researchers launched the world's first AI-powered hospital. Then, Albania launched DLA, described as the first AI minister. US Gilded Age, productivity rose, inequality rose. Later of Gilded Age, again AI only. Singapore's skills future. MB Zuai, world's first AI university. Names are important. Only the names. Easily it can come as a question. For example, DLA, US Gilded Age, and MB Zuai has been appearing in the news recently. These terms are associated with what? Got the point here? This way it will come. Again, other names. Chan, not Chan Zuckerberg. K2Think.ai. Done. So that was the last topic, people. With that, we come to an end of today's discussion. Those of you who missed it out, you can always watch the Saturday's summary class. Number 1. Number 2, for my students especially, all of you who are there in our Telegram group, any topic that you want me, like you didn't understand, you want an extra, explanation for it, you know where to contact me. Now the other aspect. So some of the questions which I received directly in the Telegram group, which I believe again most people on YouTube channel also will be, trying to look for. Which it is only because it is a big source of revenue, right? 12,000 crore you are generating, and you only need to pay for some 20 crore or 30 crore to the winner. Remaining money goes into your hands, correct? You need not share it with anybody. That is the reason why Kerala government is doing it. Good evening, sir. I'm a final year law student planning to give an attempt in 26. I'm trying to improve my consistency in studies. I really look up to your discipline. Even a small check-in or routine suggestion would help. Kindly guide me how must I approach towards the syllabus of the examination. So this will be a question in most of your mind. That is, you want to give an attempt in 2026. My suggestion is, if you are not done with your preparation yet, if you are still preparing your optional, then I would suggest please postpone your attempt to 2027. Simple reason only, you need to be ready with your answers, PYQs, from 2013 to 2020-25. Almost all the PYQs, that is 50% you should complete. Reason is simple again, between 2026 prelims, 2026 mains, you have very limited time. If you have not wrote the answers even once, that is for GS 1, 2, 3, 4, essay, optional, giving an attempt will not actually fetch anything concrete. Alright, that is the point here. Then, my attempt is next year 26, but I was always confused about current affairs, and because of fear, I never touched them. Will I be able to clear if I go through this batch? I will follow each step you will provide me in this batch. TS is in my hands. I don't know why over time I have built up fear of current affairs. Again, many students face this issue. It is only because you avoided something. That is, when you look at the paper, you're like, oh my God, it is a waste of time. And then slowly, somewhere what happened, you started building that distance. You even don't get the time, or you are little lazy maybe even reading the monthly current affair compilation. Both these cases, what will it create? You will avoid current affairs. 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, the backlog starts piling up, and now you are tensed that you don't know anything about what is happening around you. So that is the reason where if you take up this comprehensive current affairs, whatever important news is there from, not important, all the news basically, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we have covered it today. 2, 3 small news is there, which obviously nothing concrete was there, so we didn't add it up over here, or it was repeated topic, so we didn't add it up. That will get covered in your MCA. So this content will reappear in your MCA in a little more compressed format that you can use up, which will become a revision for you. So attend the class, attend the revision class on Saturday. So weekly current affairs goes into your head. Then read the monthly current affair compilation. It stays there permanently. At least you will be familiar with most of the names so that you know which option is correct and which option is wrong. Clear? Of jobless. Good evening, sir. I am currently in my third year of BTech and I've decided to give my first UPSC attempt in 2028. Could you please guide me on when would be the right time to start preparing for my optional subject? Optional subject is always better to be taken up when when you are starting it out immediately. That is what I would say. Get it out of your way first itself so that you can focus completely on this. Sudhanshu, it is never going to happen. I will tell you one more thing. Classes will get over in November. You take it up with whomever you want. It is never going to happen. You have irritated me sufficiently today. कुछ भी हो जाए PW छोड़ना पड़े तो ठीक है मुझे अनब्लॉक नहीं करो जो करना है कर ले okay so optional subject you can take it out take it out of your bucket list by getting the coaching done as early as possible. All right. Uzair, let me tell you one thing here. Two things. Number one, I had my schooling done in Dubai. Number one. So that is where I think a little bit of that accent is coming in. Second reason would be the fact that I always used to take part for English elocutions, English extempore speeches in school days, college days. So if you give me a topic, I can speak about it in 2-3 minutes. I can just randomly start talking about it. I can do that. So public speaking skills is something which I have developed since my school days. That is the reason. All right, Nitin, we'll come to that. Timings will be the same, 7 p.m. All right, people. Nitin, ethics paper having problem linking topics in PYQs and case studies. Nitin, when it comes to ethics paper, only 3-4 things you need to keep in mind. One is basically the fact that you need to remember a lot of definition. What do you mean by ethics? What do you mean by conscience? What do you mean by value, integrity, punctuality, all of that. Okay, that is definition. All right, that is the first point. The next thing is what? The next thing is quotes. Quotes means whenever they give you a quote, you should always try to write, what do these quotes mean to you? That means you should analyze it from a positive angle and you should analyze it from a negative angle. That means you should support the quote also. You should oppose the quote also. Then comes case studies. Case studies, again, there are 3-4 themes, like say substance abuse, your friend creating some trouble for you, your senior creating trouble for you, then a case of sexual harassment, then a case of environment. So all these points are there. Clear? So all these things are there. Then the next thing is examples. You need to use examples in your GS paper 4 which are not connected to modern Indian history, not connected to Gandhi, Nehru, etc. Kindly tell again how to connect with you. You're not, the Telegram channel is there. You can reach out to me. Not my old channel, the new one for exclusively for comprehensive current affairs. How do we know our prep is good enough for an attempt? You are never going to know last year. You're never going to know. If the only thing is, have you done all the standard books? Are you ready with your optional subject? Have you at least wrote 50% of answers of your optional subject? Have you wrote 50% answers of TS 1, 2, 3, 4 and essay? Then you can say you are ready. Clear? Yeah, cry me a river. Clear, people? So these examples, when you say, you should go for basically Padma Award winners, is what I would say. Padma Award winners of that year. So they will be basically people from common walk of life. Each one would have made different sacrifices and contributed towards the society. So you can actually use those examples in your answer. Try not to use modern Indian history examples. Clear, people? Keep speaking the language. Other than that, nothing. Rukaya, you're in your 9th standard. Rukaya, please finish your 10th, 11th, 12th, get into a nice college. Then you can think about what is it, UPSC. Until then, don't think about it. Zoologist, the class duration is not something that I get to decide. Class duration is based on the content here. I don't think magazine will come immediately, right? September months will only come maybe after, what is it? Maybe around October 15th or something. Correct. So right now you just go through the content, whatever is that. Just read it for some time. I've already filled the G form. Just give it some time, Arushi. Maybe by tomorrow you should be getting the link. All the best. MCA or UPSC? Deepika, MCA is a course. UPSC is an exam. Understand that. You don't study for UPSC. You are actually preparing for an exam here. MCA is a course. So you need to discuss it with your family and then take a call. I would suggest you do your MCA, get into a job, then start preparing for UPSC. Pichapilla, if you start it early, it is all the more better. That is what I would say. Definitely, it will be given. I mean, the paid batch will be getting the, yeah, that is the other thing. Paid batch, you will be getting your prelims as well as mains oriented question at the end of the class. Arey, yeah. Thank you, Arushi. Thank you. All of you, please take care.